Heidi-ho everyone, it's Aaron Allen, your new community manager here at Sledgehammer Games, to talk to you about the latest patch to our game, and the first since taking the torch from the power couple Glenn and Michelle, who went on to greener pastures. And by greener, I mean more money. But speaking of green, our update coincides with the Shamrock and Awe event, which is actually a play on words of shock and awe, aka a revenge plot for Daddy's shortcomings. And since we can't come up with an original idea for our own anymore, we just ripped the event name from the same time frame last year. Wow, I hope you guys didn't catch that. Anyways, this event runs from March 13th to April 3rd, and we put so much content into it, it almost looks like every crappy college bar you've ever been to on St. Patty's Day with too much shit on the walls. Not that I'd know, since I was a shut-in at school. We're introducing 2 new weapons, and by that I mean 1 brand new one and 1 weapon that was data mined from the PC version of the game way back in November, so we really locked it away to make it seem like we're constantly giving you new stuff. The new one is the M38 because Activision, spelled with a $sign, is too cheap to buy the extra 2 letters of the gun naming rights for the actual MAS-38 French SMG with iron sights that look like a female masturbatory device. Or at least that's what I'd imagine they would be, since I'm #forever alone. The other weapon is an LMG, the MG81, that was found in game files way back when the game launched, and about launched, that basic training that, shoots down airplanes, you're not going to need it anymore, since this gun takes down planes like Syrian rebels. Since our game only launched with a paltry 9 maps, and we gave away a 10th with winter-skinned Carrington, we're going to introduce a brand new map into our game. And of course, by new, I mean a reskin of Shipment, since that one fits in with the theme of the size of the vanilla maps. If you've actually stolen your mom's credit card and bought the season pass, this new map is available to you now. But if you're one of the losers, like me, you'll get it on Friday, March 16th, even though it would have made more sense to do it on the 17th, since that's actually St. Patrick's Day. Oh, and we just hope that no one cares that this is the 3rd time we brought a map into our game that was just in a game last year. Carrington is originally from Call of Duty 2, but it was also reskinned as Chinatown in Modern Warfare Remastered. Occupation, which was Resistance in MW3, and then Ember last year in Infinite Warfare DLC, and now Shipment 1944 from Shipment, also in Modern Warfare Reimagined. We also added in tons of new peepity pops to play dress up with in an FPS game to further water down the loot pool in your attempt to get one of those new weapons that I just spoke of out of a supply drop. We're putting in Lucky Charms for weapons. Sorry, had to go with the St. Patty's joke there. And also new reticles for those of you that think that dots are too boring and need something that's supposed to help out your aim actually obstruct your view even more. You guys remember when Michelle said that the camos would be time error appropriate at launch? Awkward laugh. Yeah, here's where we're gonna get to use those weasel words, because no guns from the World War II era would ever look like this. Also, new uniforms and emotes to take the game that was once semi-serious and now thrust it into absolutely ridiculous territory, because us goofy kids never get this kind of interaction IRL. Oh, and speaking of loot, we've made changes that have been suggested from you all in order to make it such that you don't get more dupes than you get actual items anymore. We're putting in more contracts and other ways to earn weapons so that this way you don't have to try and annoy Major Howard into getting the right one. Come on, man. I know that you stole my lunch money yesterday, but today, please get me the contract for the weapon that I want. We're rebalancing the category rewards, of which there are more of now with these brand new cosmetic items, so you'll get items across more categories instead of the 3 duplicate pistol grips that would win you money at a casino, but in our game, just give you shitty armory credits. Speaking of those pistol grips, we're not putting any more in the game, since we think that over 300 is enough for something that you could barely see when you're actually playing the game, and this is going to be the same problem with the charms, you just don't yet know it. Also, you guys call it our laziness, as there will be no more gold foil calling cards that are the exact same as normal ones, just with a cool border around it. So, things are better with supply drops now, until you realize that the supply drop type rewards are lower. You get 6 common and 2 rares instead of 6 rares and 2 commons, and contract costs are higher to offset all of the good that we just did. Well, gosh darn it. There's also a new game mode, and by new, I mean existing game modes with a twist. You can finally catch your leprechaun, and I don't mean that little person who only has an advantage for their midgetness just once a year. We're introducing the Leprechaun Mosh Pit, containing game modes that are already in the game: TDM, Hardpoint, Kill Confirmed, and Domination with a twist. There's a little green monster running around the map, and if you manage to kill the poor bastard somehow, you get all of his score streaks instantly, which is actually worse than a bowl of Lucky Charms cereal, since most of them absolutely suck. Golly gee. We're also introducing a new party games playlist with gun game and prop hunt as permanent modes, along with prop hunt being on DLC maps, but with adding new playlists comes the realization that you'll be waiting a long amount of time, since the already thin, unlike myself, player population will now be spread more than the different types of cheeses that I like on my crackers. Oh, and we have a poll up on Twitter: what hardcore players prefer more, either 3 team kills and then get kicked from the server, or Ricochet, despite the fact that the best solution is actually a combination of both: 3 team kills and then Ricochet applies. Man, the permutations are endless. Other than a bunch of other nebulous things here in the patch notes, like various UI fixes and improvements, fixed loss of functionality, and patching map exploits, the standout from our patch is that the Volkssturmgewehr was finally nerfed to increase recoil and decrease damage range to be more like the other rifles instead of a melt machine. But I guess we waited to do this so that everyone would pour money into trying and obtaining them via supply drops. Oh boy. And even though MLG has figured out that akimbo pistols are so broken and have banned the duelist basic training in esports competition, we're just not going to change anything about it here. Joke's on them. And for all those OCD players out there like me, we finally removed the green star indicator next to the calling cards menu, so now you won't have that weird twitch every time you open up the dossier menu. Oh yeah, and we watched Swans's video on Gun Game and decided that we're now going to kick players who do no damage to enemies after 5 minutes of the game, even though most matches of Gun Game don't even last 5 minutes. Oopsie, maybe we'll have some more work to do here in the future. Also in the coming soon black hole is Dom XL at the end of the month sometime, even though this should have been a pretty easy switch to restore the behavior of a game mode to during the beta, and whatever this throwback basic training menu is, containing all of the most AIDS perks in Call of Duty history, like Frag Times 3 and Danger Close combined. Holy fucking shit. Juggernaut, Commando Pro, Martyrdom, and more, which is accidentally leaked, but we covered that up with a quick hotfix. And Condry wrote a check that his ass couldn't cash regarding the paint shop, so we don't have a timetable on it yet, even though we're testing it internally, and this goes completely against Activision's desire to make money off of supply drops after we put camos in them. I wonder how he got promoted after failing to deliver on a promise. Anyway, since we've shed those 2 butt buddies, we've actually been making all of the updates that you guys complain about incessantly despite playing every day. I mean, suggesting to us on Reddit. Hey Aaron, it's me, hashtag the hammer, Glenn Schofield. Oh, hi Glenn, how's it going? You know, you don't need to yell like that, and nice of you to drop by. Thanks, Aaron, I just wanted to quickly stop in and see how everything is doing with the new update. I see you guys have tons of awesome things going on, including 2 new guns that are almost as powerful as mine. Did you guys hear, though, that some players are now experiencing the cannot connect to game spectator bug again that we thought we fixed in the last patch? No? Well, I guess you guys better get back to work, which doesn't concern me anymore since I failed upwards. Thanks, everybody.